So I will be going over the posture grid analysis. So what is this test? This test is used to assess individuals' posture by analyzing their alignment and symmetry while standing on a grid that is marked with different reference points. So moving on to how my contestant is standing, he's showing different angles, various angles such as his head, shoulders, spine, hips, ankles, neck, upper back, trunk, abdomen, and lower back. As he's showing it in the front angle, back angle, as well as the side angle, the various side angles that is being shown now currently. Okay, moving, and I'm giving him, you give your contestant a rating out of 100. So my contestant showing here, he has some good posture and some places he needs to work on. So yeah, I'll give him a solid 65 out of 100. So moving on to the protocol. The protocol for the posture grid analysis: the individuals must stand with their bare feet, so on the grid marked with the horizontal lines and vertical lines to create the reference points. Then the examiner observes the individual's posture from different angles such as front, side, and back. The examiner notes any deviations from the ideal posture such as tilting of the head, shoulders and pelvis, feet, so on. The equipment that is needed is a grid marked on the floor with horizontal and vertical lines to create reference points, a measuring tape or a ruler to quantify any deviation observed, optionally a camera or video recording device as well. So we have a grid. So for the equipment we have a grid, basically, and the analysis grid. So moving on to the why is the test used? The test is used for postural assessment. It helps for postural deviations. The baseline assessment, it provides a baseline measurement for posture which can be useful as well as for tracking changes over time or assessing the effectiveness or interventions aimed at improving posture. Okay, so moving on from there, we're moving to the pros and cons, which is the objective assessment provides objective data of individuals. It's non-invasive. It does not require specialized equipment. The baseline measurement is that can be compared with the future assessment. Subjectivity is the one of the. So moving on to the cons, which is subjectivity is one of them. A limited scope as well as skill dependency. Today we will be going over the sit and reach test, which is a flexibility test, and test is the test of the flexibility of a person's hamstrings. Being in this situation, my marathon runner, which I'm showing currently, how to do the test and what he needs to do, and so on. So the protocol for this test would be you need a measuring tape or a ruler, and then the sit and reach box, which is a wooden box that is specially designed for this test. So the execution is you would sit on the floor with your legs extended straight in front of you. As you can see, my contestant is feet against the box and heels on the floor. Then place the one hand over the other and then reach forward as far as you can. Following after that, you need to the contestant place the hand on as far as they can, and then you place the ruler to the exact measurement. So this person would do this, and then you would obviously now take the measurement that the person has reached to, and you will make them like do this twice. You would make them do the test twice exactly. So the equipment that you would need is a measuring tape or ruler or the sit and reach box. And why is this test so suitable for the marathon runner? Because it's a flexibility assessment, which is marathon runners require good flexibility, particularly in their hamstrings and their lower back, to maintain efficient running and prevent injuries. It's there for injury prevention, such as tight hamstrings or lower back muscles that can increase the risk of injuries such as strains or overuse in injuries in runners. And it's there for performance optimization, improve flexibility, and enhance stride length as well as the running economy and overall performance. The interpretation of this result, so you can see my client currently does, my marathon runner, has good flexibility as he reaches a suitable distance. So yeah, thank you very much. Hi, and we will be going today over the shoulder rotation test, which is test the rotation of the shoulder, and this is one of the 7 FMTs. So I'm going to be going through protocol here. So my contestant, as I'm showing in the video, I'm showing my contestant how to do this. Be laying on the side, on his side, so his knees together, slightly bend, nice 90 degrees bend, almost, hands together. Then from there, as you can see, I am rotating myself as far as with my hands as far as I can to see how far I can go. So with this test, you would have a scoring, which is if their hands and shoulders are touching the floor while their knees are together, then you would give them a 2. But if their hands are only touching, then you would give them a 1. But if neither are, then you give them a 0, a score 0. Which in this case, my swimmer couldn't touch with his hands, neither his shoulders, as well as the test is, you have to test both sides. So test both the right arm and left arm. And as you can see again, his shoulder nor his hand is touching, so I would give him a 0, as well as his knees are lifting at the same time. So moving on to the equipment that is needed. So there's not a lot of equipment. There's not equipment needed, just a clear environment, testing environment with a mat or so for the contestant to lay on. So being that my contestant was a swimmer, is a backstroke swimmer, so this test helps with the flexibility and to interpret how to interpret the flexibility in their shoulders and how good it is for them, and so on. So it's there as well to help with injury prevention, as well as it can help with the stroke efficiency and so on. So the interpretation of my result as I gave was a 0, as his shoulders nor his hands were touching. And that's it. Thank you very much. Okay, so in this test I'll be going over the broad jump, which I'll be going over with my current cricket player here, which is Corney. He's the fielder. So for the preparation for this test, you place a marker or tape on the ground as a starting line, and then you set up another marker or so, and then you ensure that you have a clear space for this as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to set your athlete from on the one side, and they're going to start in a stationary position from behind the starting line. As you can see, my contestant is here. So then he would go in a quarter squat, and then he wants to jump as far as possible as he can with both the athletes' feet land at the same time. They must land at the same time, or the person will lose balance. So yeah, they have to be aiming for the maximum distance that they can go. So the repetition, this test can be done two times. So the first one always being lower than the second one, as people try to jump further on the second one. So I'm gonna go on why this test is important for cricket players. So it's important for their fielding performance, as well as their agility and speed in their lower body. And it's there to help prevent the injuries as well. So it helps them absorb impact of landing when doing their jumps in cricket and trying to save the ball from hitting over the line or so, hitting over the crease, and so on. So the interpretation of this result, the distance that is being jumped in the broad jump reflects the lower body power and explosiveness. A greater jump distance indicates a high level of lower body strength and power. So comparing athletes' performance to normative data or previous results can provide insight into their power relative to their own baseline. Thank you. This video I'll be going over the Illinois test. So the Illinois test is a agility test. So it's running 10 meters, back down 10 meters, and through 3x3 cones, 3.3 meter cones, back through the 3.3 meter cones, back down, back up again, and right through the finishing gate. As I'm showing you in the video, you run around, run through the cones, and then you run through the cones. Obviously, you want to do this as fast as possible, and this is mainly for speed and agility. So I'm gonna explain what is like the execution for this. You would need the athlete now obviously starting behind the line, as he's going to start behind the line now, and then upon the starting signal he has to sprint off, and then they sidestep through the cones obviously. So then once this is done, you want them to repeat this at least 2 times, so you can get the 2 results out of the test. And then the equipment that is needed is you need cones obviously, and then a stopwatch, which is a timing device. My soccer player is a winger, so it's suitable. This test is more suitable for wingers, as it demands wingers to secure like rapid changes of direction, acceleration and deceleration to evade the defenders and to create like scoring opportunities, as well as delivering crosses into the box. It helps with agility and speed, as wingers are mainly known for being fast athletes and fast football players, as well as it helps with their game performance as well, as it will help them phase through defenders easier and get through defensive work easier as well. So the interpretation of this result is the completion of the Illinois test reflects the athlete's agility, speed, and ability to change direction efficiently. The short completion time of this indicates better speed and agility, and an advantageous qualities for soccer wingers. Thank you. Hi, so in this test I'll be going over the Bronco test, which is a cardiovascular test, which is testing the cardiovascular endurance of a rugby player, which is my rugby player in the video. He's a winger. So the setup of the protocol, you would have 20 meters measured out, another 20 meters, and then another 20 meters, totaling a distance of 60 meters. So you're going to run from the first cone and back, run to the first cone and back, and then to the second cone and back, and then third cone and back. And that's 1 repetition. You're going to do this 5 times. Being that he's a winger, he needs to do this in a set amount of time, as in rugby there's various amounts of time set for rugby players for their positions that they play, that they need to complete the Bronco in. So the equipment that you would also need in this is cones, stopwatch, and as well as a testing environment would be your field obviously. Why is this test so suitable for wingers? It has position specific demands for rugby wingers. They need to possess both aerobic and anaerobic fitness, as they engage in high intensity sprints and they need to cover a significant amount of distances during a match, so, as well as they have to have repetitive explosive efforts, as well as it's completing the Bronco test provides them an insight into wingers' ability to maintain performance levels throughout the match, including their capacity to recover quickly between their explosive efforts as well. So, when interpreting this result, the completion of the time of the Bronco test reflects the athlete's overall fitness level, specifically their aerobic endurance and anaerobic capacity. Comparing an athlete's performance to norms or previous results can help gauge in their progress and identify their areas of improvement. So moving from there to pros and cons. So pros would be they provide standard measures of an athlete's aerobic and anaerobic fitness. It mimics the demands of the team sport like rugby, making it highly sports specific, and it can be easily administered with minimal equipment and space requirements. The cons would be it's physically demanding and may lead to fatigue or injury. Performance may be influenced by factors such as weather conditions and so on, and does not provide detailed information about specific physiological factors contributing to their performance. Thank you.